QuickBooks Desktop offers a robust payroll feature that integrates seamlessly with your accounting data. This means you can manage everything from calculating wages and deductions to tracking payroll taxes and generating reports, all within one familiar platform. And the ability to print professional-looking paychecks directly from QuickBooks adds a level of professionalism and clarity to your employee interactions. No more handwritten notes or generic slips, just clear, detailed pay stubs that your employees can easily understand. So, are you ready to ditch the manual hassle and embrace the efficiency of printing paychecks in QuickBooks Desktop? Let's get started. First things first, you need to have processed your payroll in QuickBooks Desktop. This means you've already entered your employees' hours, applied any deductions or additions, and calculated the net pay. If you haven't done this yet, you'll need to go through the payroll process before you can print the checks. Make sure all the information is accurate and reviewed before proceeding. Once your payroll is processed, you have a couple of ways to access the printing options. One common method is through the Employees menu. Click on Employees in the top menu bar, and then select Print Paychecks from the drop-down menu. Alternatively, you might find yourself in the Payroll Center after processing payroll. In this case, look for a button or link that says something like Print Paychecks or Print Forms. The exact wording might vary slightly depending on your version of QuickBooks Desktop, but it should be fairly intuitive. Once you've navigated to the printing interface, you'll likely see a list of the paychecks that are ready to be printed. You can select individual paychecks by checking the box next to each employee's name, or you can choose to print all of them at once. Take a moment to review the list and ensure you're selecting the correct paychecks. Now comes the crucial part: configuring your printer settings. Before you hit that print button, it's essential to make sure your printer is set up correctly to handle paychecks. QuickBooks Desktop usually offers some customization options for paycheck printing. You might be able to choose between different paycheck layouts, including voucher checks, where the pay stub is attached to the check, or standard checks. Look for options like Printer Setup or Print Settings. Here, you'll want to select the correct printer from the drop-down list. You might also need to adjust paper settings to match the type of paycheck stock you're using. If you're using pre-printed check stock with specific formatting, ensure that QuickBooks is aligned with that format to avoid misalignments. It's highly recommended to do a test print before printing all your paychecks. Look for a sample or test print button. This will print a dummy check, allowing you to verify that the alignment is correct and that all the information, employee name, pay dates, amounts, deductions, etc., is printing in the right places. This small step can save you from wasting valuable check stock and time on incorrectly printed checks. Once you're satisfied with the test print, you can go ahead and print the actual paychecks. Double-check that you have enough check stock in your printer before you start. As the checks print, carefully review each one to ensure there are no errors or printing issues. After printing, you might need to perform a few follow-up steps in QuickBooks Desktop. You might be prompted to confirm that the paychecks have been printed successfully. This helps QuickBooks keep track of which paychecks have been issued. For record-keeping purposes, it's always a good idea to keep a copy of the printed paychecks. You can either print an additional copy or save a digital version as a PDF. This documentation can be helpful for resolving any potential discrepancies or for audit trails. Now, let's touch upon some best practices and troubleshooting tips for printing paychecks in QuickBooks Desktop. Best practices: use compatible check stock. Ensure that the check stock you're using is compatible with your printer and QuickBooks Desktop. Using the wrong type of paper can lead to printing errors. Regularly update your QuickBooks Desktop. Intuit often releases updates that include improvements and fixes for payroll and printing functionalities. Keeping your software up to date can help prevent potential issues. Maintain your printer. Ensure your printer is in good working order with sufficient ink or toner. A poorly maintained printer can lead to smudged or illegible paychecks. Review before printing. Always take a moment to review the payroll information before printing to catch any potential errors in wages, deductions, or employee details. Troubleshooting tips. Misaligned printing. If the information on your paychecks is not aligned correctly, double-check your printer settings in QuickBooks Desktop and ensure they match the format of your check stock. You might need to adjust margins or alignment options. Blank paychecks. If your printer is feeding blank checks, ensure that you have selected the correct printer in the QuickBooks Desktop print settings and that your check stock is loaded correctly. Incorrect information. If the information on the printed paycheck is incorrect, e.g., wrong pay period, incorrect deductions, you'll need to go back to the payroll transaction in QuickBooks Desktop, make the necessary corrections, and then reprint the paycheck. Printer not listed. If your printer is not listed in the QuickBooks Desktop print settings, ensure that the printer drivers are installed correctly on your computer and that the printer is properly connected. Printing paychecks in QuickBooks Desktop is a straightforward process that can significantly streamline your payroll administration. By following these steps and keeping the best practices in mind, you can ensure accurate, professional-looking paychecks for your employees, saving you time and reducing the risk of errors. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.